times in our life that you will ask her to do something that she's uncomfortable with, or vice versa. Like if I'm working on the ranch and I tell Saber that, you know, could you go to the lumber yard and pick up a 4x4 for 10 foot? Make sure it's straight and it needs to be FOHC and if you can get one with no wane. And she says sure, and you know, but a little uncomfortable with that description of what I really want. So the name of this story I'd like to tell is Buying a Bra. You know, I ain't much on shopping. In fact, I rarely go to town, except when shipping day comes. I ain't easily found. But the day came when I had to go, and I left the kids with Ma. But before I left, she asked me, would you mind picking me up a bra? Well, I said, without thinking, I said, sure, how tough could that job be? Bent down to kiss her and said I'd be back by 3. Well, once I'd done the things I needed, I started to regret ever offering to pick up that thing. I was working up a sweat. I crossed the street to the ladies' shop with my hat pulled over my eyes. I wasn't taking any chances of being recognized. I walked right up to that sales clerk. I didn't hem or haw. I told that lady flat out, ma'am, I'm here to buy a bra. Well, behind that, I heard some snickers, and I turned around to see at least 15 women in that store, and they were all gawking at me. Then the lady says, what kind you be looking for? Well, I just scratched my head. I only seen one kind before. I figured bras was bras, I said. Well, she gives me this disgusted look and says, well, sir, that's wrong, and follow me, I heard her say, and like a dog, I tagged along. We went down this alley where bras was on display. I thought I'd go crazy when I saw that lingerie. They had all these different kinds that I'd never seen before. I thought I'd lose my mind before I left that women's store. They had bras that you wear for 18 hours, bras that cross your heart. They had bras that lift and separate. That was just a start. They had bras that made you feel like you weren't wearing one at all. They had bras with your training when you start out with when you're small. Well, I finally picked this black and lacy one. I told the lady, wrap it up. I figured I was done. And then she says, what size? Well, I know them measurements by heart. 6 7/8. 6 7/8? Well, sir, that really isn't right. Oh, yes, ma'am, I'm positive. I measured them last night. I must have caught her by surprise when I told her that my wife's bust was the same as my hat size. You see, that's what I used to measure with. I figured that was fair. That deserved another glare. By now, a whole crowd had gathered, and they were all cracking up. The lady asked to see my hat and measure for the cup. Well, once she had got it figured, I gave the gal her pay, and turned to leave the store and tip my hat and say good day. My wife had heard the whole story before I ever made it home. She talked to 15 women that called her on the phone. Now, she was still a-laughing, but by then I didn't care. Now, she don't ask, and I don't shop for no ladies' underwear.